Hello, patrons. Welcome.
Hello, patrons. Welcome to the after-game chat. We're so appreciative of you being here. And this week, we got to play with the lovely Nick. Thank you for being here, lovely friend.
Thank you for calling me lovely.
Thank you, lovely Nick.
That's something I've never been told before, so thank you.
The loveliest.
I mean,
well, you are.
I didn't really know you until getting to play with you, and it's valid. It's a valid thing.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Nick is a DM to an all-female cast of the Crit Chicks, and he does a wonderful homebrew world, wonderful DM, and is the co-host on my podcast, The Overprepared DM. So super fun. We have a great time chatting about DMing. So we're glad that you're here. I'm really happy that we got to play again together. It's been over a year since we played a game together. Well, actually, I think I was on your channel. Anyway, welcome to the After Game Chat, where we talk about what we just did and how you guys felt and what implications you think it might have on the world that you guys are going to play in. So I want to know first, like, kind of like the format that we did the first time. Like, I want to know, like, what was the idea behind your character? Did you like playing your character? And, like, what would you have changed about it?
Well, I'll kick it off. Amisra is like the spiritual successor to the first character that I played, and it's really funny because I was like thinking about this earlier today, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if Jen ended up picking up some fucking like green poison dragons? Because that's exactly how Noelle, my first character, ended up getting just absolutely massacred in Lost Mines of Phandelver. And then you did that, and I just went, "Oh, Neptune!" Like, I was like, "Great!" So I was like, "I'm gonna get back on the horse. These dragons aren't gonna scare me." And then Jenny was like, "Yeah, they're green," and I was like, "Fuck."
But how do you feel having a new experience with green dragons? Do you feel better?
Well, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, obviously, it was the DM and not the dragon that caused the issue, really, because like the DM could have been like, "Yeah, you just like don't die, but you're unconscious, and then you get revived or whatever," and they were just like, "Nah, fuck you, roll a new character," you know. So like
the worst,
you know. So it was like it was one of those things where it's like, well, we already have to fight this dragon, and it's not the whole bounty is kill the dragon, or I guess get rid of the dragon, which was the bounty in Lost Mines of Phandelver. Spoiler, sorry. So it was just, you know, it was nerve wracking, but we had more people than I did last time, and no one was going to just do a dumb and just be like, "Hey, dragon, I'm here. What you gonna do about it?" So no, it was interesting. It was very interesting in a good way.
Yeah, I mean that's a hell of an experience for your first game for D&D. So yeah, hopefully we're righting some of the wrongs, right?
Well, and not to like spend the entire time putting that person on blast, but like that DM I think worked real hard to kill us. So like, like in retrospect, I'm like going back and going, yeah, they put us in a lot of situations where I was like, oh, I have like 1 HP left.
Yeah, that sucks.
As like a first to second level character, that doesn't feel like fun. But
I agree, especially if that happens more than once. What about everyone else's characters?
Your questions were, what was our thought process behind the character?
Yeah.
As well as what would we change?
Yeah, if you would change anything about your character after playing them. And did you like playing them?
I kind of enjoyed the character. Like most of my issue with Ranger is that there's so many like things that you have to like ask the DM, like, can I use this ability? Do I have permission to do this? Can I? Are we?
May I take your hat, sir?
May I take your hat, sir? Yeah, exactly. Like, am I in my favored terrain? Okay, so then I conditionally get this, and can I do this? Am I able to? And it's just it breaks a lot of the immersion, and it could work in some campaigns where like the DM like lets you know ahead of time like where you're going to be, what you're doing, or like spends a lot of, this is a one shot, so obviously you're like the environment changed and we traveled across the country, so but the thought process behind my character was that I wanted to play a kobold who hunted dragons, and because typically kobolds are servants to dragons, So I thought that would be a fun idea, and it kind of made me wonder like what type of a character would do that. And how much do you want me to reveal about the character and the conversation that we had?
As much as you want.
Okay. So, I have on this character a hellfire bow, but it does not send things to hell, which is what it typically does. It sends them to the river Styx, and then their souls are turned into some kind of devil, typically. But I had a conversation with Jen, and I kind of wanted to have a spin on that. And so my kobold does actually serve a dragon, a black dragon, whose horde is souls.
Wow.
Yes.
So it is referred to as a dragonfire bow in my dragonfire longbow.
That's
in my
very
inventory.
cool. That is so cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And so I thought that would be really fun. It was just something that occurred to me while I was looking through the items, and like I was like, what would improve this? Like what I don't want this to be like a kobold that sends people to hell. Like that doesn't make sense. And yeah, I enjoyed the character other than what I mentioned before, and the fact that I did not hit the dragon once.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're right. Oof.
I was
But,
really hoping to send that dragon soul to my black dragon. But
Yeah,
fun.
and one of the goals of these one shots is also to give me more ideas for the campaign. And when you brought up the Black Dragon Souls, I was like, why is that the greatest idea that I've ever heard?
That's awesome.
So no more lording green dragon. We're now having a lording black dragon that everyone has to be scared of, and I'm super excited about that. So, and also you set the precedent that kobolds are not stupid. As I usually
Which is
play
great.
kobolds in games, is they're usually like, like little dumb, I'm gonna kill you, and if there's a million of us, you're gonna die situation. But you made them larger and scarier. So I think that's pretty cool too.
I mean, he was dumb, but only with certain things. Like,
Sure.
obviously, he didn't like understand like, what was it? It was something having to do with books. Oh, like when. When Cirrus said IE, he super did not get what IE meant. Like, there was something else too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I also really liked Jade's character's blood. You sprung that on me, and I love it.
So cool.
Yeah.
You were like,
Uh-huh.
I can ingest blood, but only my kind. And I'm like, wow, I love this.
Yeah.
One of the fun things is that I've basically told everybody, like, as long as it's not crazy broken, like I want you to bring some of your homebrew ideas into the game. And it's been really cool, like seeing your ideas and thinking how I'm gonna play them out throughout the game that you guys are gonna play. So I really liked that idea. That's a super cool one.
Thanks. And speaking of that idea, ironically, this character first came up when I was helping Renee from Initiative
Mhm.
Order with we played a one shot to playtest their version of this path. I think it was like Path of like Monstrosity or something, and then one of
Yeah.
the subclasses of that was Dragon. And that one actually didn't have the blood tidbit, but it had something about like when you're raging, you do a certain type of elemental damage, and then eventually you get wings and all of that. So I kind of combined that with a little bit of another dragon homebrew because I know that I wanted to. I really liked the idea of having like a family devoted to like just everything dragons, good and bad. So that's why her last name is Valmarides, because that is a ancient dragon from 4th edition D&D. She's like
Wow.
she is a ancient gold dragon, but then usually disguises herself as a elven woman. So it'd be really, so my idea is that like that was like a really long time ago, and since then they've kind of like been dragon affiliated, but of course like dragon has been very much thinned out. So that's
Yeah.
why she also has like sorcerer people in her family and all types
That's really
of different
cool.
things. So I really liked that, and I also found this really cool art of a very tall, muscular lady with an axe, but also having like all this like glowy, flowy material. So I was like, okay, so
Beautiful and
Nice.
strong.
yeah, beautiful and strong, noble, but not like really noble. They just like shiny things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was also
No, I
just
really
fun
liked
to.
her.
It was out of my comfort zone to play a barbarian because I think the last time I did that was for that one shot that I mentioned. So it's been I don't know what I'm doing, but it's fun.
I mean, you did
Great.
Yeah,
very
right?
simple.
Exactly.
You did great.
Exactly.
And Hero,
Yeah.
how did you like playing a wizard for the first time ever?
You're a
It-
wizard, Hero.
Yeah, you're a wizard.
You're a wizard.
It would have been, like George said, it would have been cooler if I would have hit something, right? Like
Yeah.
I just kept missing. But
I do, however, feel like you built your character very defensive in mind.
yeah,
You were like, I'm scared to get hurt
yeah.
because I know
Yeah.
that wizards in general are squishy.
It's just so
which I thought was
squishy.
gonna-
But yeah,
And
it's,
you only
it's-
cast Firebolt. Did you have any other spells?
I had other spells, but not that applied to this scenario.
What did you have? What did you have?
So I grabbed like counter spell and dispel magic, which useless third level spells, and
Not useless.
in this I like normally, right, I feel like those are way more useful, but like in then this context it was like I should have grabbed like fireball or something, but you know, but I grabbed the one spell that was like I forget what it's called, but you're able to like bring a flying creature like down to the ground, which I thought was super cool. And I'm like, well, if we
Earthbind.
yeah, Earthbind.
It's
If-
like Earth. Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, if we get out in the open somewhere, like, and I've played a campaign where we fought a dragon, and I played a fighter, and I was like a great sword fighter, and I was like, all right, well, just any second you come down here, well, like,
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah,
I gotta,
that would have been just a lot of.
yeah, and I wanted to help with that. I want to be like, no, at least because it sucks when you can't, when you're just swinging your sword and you can't do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did a lot of it's a lot of the way I like to play, especially casters. Is I like having utility. That's a big thing for me. So I had like Featherfall, and I did have Absorb Element, so I could have absorbed some of that stuff, which would have been useful. But like Featherfall, in case we ended up falling from somewhere, it's just like little
You were ready
things.
to help.
I was gonna help, but yeah, it was cool though. It was cool playing a wizard. I would definitely build them differently. Throwing some more offensive options in there. But otherwise, playing a wizard was pretty sweet. The character, honestly, it was just like I looked at what everybody else had put together, and I'm like, okay, so what is left? Out of all of this, and I just grabbed that, and I guess I played into stereotype with the high elves and the wizards being a little bit pretentious and distinguished. But I wanted to tie it back. I know there is a magical school in the world.
Not Hogwarts. Legally distinct Hogwarts.
Definitely not Hogwarts is what I believe it's called.
You are a wizard, Hero.
Thank you.
I'm a what?
I knew it. Knew it all along. I've just been waiting. But yeah, so it was cool. I had a lot of fun doing it, playing with it. I would definitely do it again. I would be curious to see, like I said, I don't know what the role the school plays in the world, but I figured they would go back there.
Yeah. You guys are populating my libraries. You're populating my schools. You're with all these characters you guys are making.
So cool.
Nick, what about you? What about your character? How do you feel about your arcane archer? OP badass.
Yeah.
Archer mans.
I love fighters. Fighters are awesome. And my first time playing Arcane Archer, I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Why not? I thought it wouldn't be as cool as my favorite subclass Battlemaster, but that was all that. He's doing some damage, but if I could really change anything, I want more time with him.
Yeah.
Like in my head canon for his backstory, he kind of comes from like like the elves in my world, where like the elves send their young out to go bring back babies, and then the babies get drafted into the war or into the armies, and now that's where half elves come from. And so I wanted to have this trust of high elves and wood elves and stuff, but just wasn't time in like a one shot, you know.
Of course.
But I would like to kind of like explore that with the character, like Sirius being like, I don't like you. Why not? Because I don't. That's why.
Yeah.
But he's actually, his temperament and kind of like who he is based off of my time in the Marine Corps. There's this like running gag with Marines where like machine gunners are the worst of the worst. They're really, really good at what they do. Like, he's a great archer, but if he took you out to town, you would end up being in 2 bar fights, getting OC sprayed by 2 different cops at once, have to talk one of your friends out of getting arrested. Didn't do all that in one night once, but no,
once.
he was once. He was definitely based off of those guys that I've known in my time, and I would just like more time with him just to cause that kind of chaos.
Flesh it out.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun. Yeah, I definitely want people to like re-guest, not necessarily playing the same character, but if that same character, you guys' characters did live, and this was very long ago, so you could play like an older version of this character possibly in the future that would help the party or join the party for something or something. That'd be pretty cool. So do you guys want to know the real solution to the door puzzle?
Yeah.
What was it?
So it's a Reddit puzzle that I found a long time ago, and it just gives you the letters, one word, and you reshuffle it to say new door, and then door appears. Yep. That's it. But the one word, like, you guys really got hung up on the fact that it had to be one word, like all the letters. So I was like, I'm gonna work with it. Like, it's fine. But yeah, that's the technique, that's the puzzle. But I've only used it one other time, and the other group did the exact same thing. So I think it might just be a trash puzzle.
I don't think that's a good puzzle. I don't.
Yeah, because it gives you a clue of one word.
But then that's not
2
even
words.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
New
Two
door
words,
is 2 words. I don't.
Yeah.
It's hurting my brain right now.
We were really close with Redwood, though.
You really were. I was like, but then I was listening to the solutions that you guys were coming up with, and I was like, that makes sense. I like it. Like,
nice.
Moving the O's over each other to make
awesome.
one O to fit your wonder. I was like, I love it. That's good. I like it. I'll take it.
I love that. I love it.
Because at that point, we were so far away from New Door that we would never get back there. I was like, we have to.
True.
I was like, we just gotta move forward.
I was like, my escape room brain was like, it was so like focused on it being one word, just based off of like the context clues that I was
that
like,
it said one word. Yeah.
Well, I was like, like it would have been hard to kind of steer the party away, like back towards being like, hey, it's 2 separate words. It's just the letters, one word. But I like the puzzle now, knowing like how it was supposed to work. I'm just like trying to like put it together, like what clues I would give in that scenario.
Yeah. The one thing I tried to do was lock the D in place, but then I said that it was at the end, and it's not. So I was like, all right, I messed up. I need to throw the whole puzzle away. But I hope you guys had fun. That's the first time that, well, not second time that I've done like a specific dragon like hunting type fight. And the first time it happened, there was 2 wormlings in a cave and a couple eggs, and they spent so much time in the front room prepping and like, we're gonna go in with these exact tactics and everything's gonna be perfect. And like, one of the players was like, I just want to go in there and fight them. So then that was going to be it. It was just going to be 2 wormlings. And then as they left, the dragon, like the parent, was gonna like come back and be like, my kids are dead. And chase them down in the forest. So that's how that happened. So I kind of just evolved that. You guys didn't leave the cave, so he was like, I'm coming in the cave.
Just go there.
But I hope you had fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Good.
Did indeed.
Yay.
If any of you had been like dead or dying, your soul would have been sent to a black dragon, and I think that would have been fun. But that didn't come up, so it's fine.
Fair.
Oh, Mizra would have been so
What?
fucking mad.
As a cleric, yeah.
But also as someone whose parent was killed by a fucking
Right.
dragon.
That's
He was
true.
so mad.
Oh my
She'd have been
gosh.
so mad
was,
at you. It would have been some reverse what dreams may come shit. Like, I'm going out of hell to find you.
Yeah. So when High Creek like looked over and he was like, I've killed like kobolds, like the skulls of like his family weren't
Cubone.
Yeah.
actually like they didn't die fighting the dragon. It was a purple dragon, so he just like he mind controlled them, and so Gorge killed
This is
them
why-
and sent their soul to the black dragon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, a one shot would not have gotten that deep. That's so
No,
cool
but
though.
it's
Oh my
awesome.
gosh. I love these. I love this.
I was gonna say that's what I really enjoy with like this particular group is because like every once in a while I'm like, so Jen, and she's like, yes.
Like
I'm like,
today.
here's my idea. Here's what I'm thinking. I feel like I'm fucking like in the like 50s or 60s pitching a film in Hollywood. I'm like, so here's the play, Jen. Here's the there's this guy, right? And just hold on. Just don't walk away. I'm almost finished, Jen. Don't walk away. So there's this guy, right? And he's got these axes, right? And I'm just, she's
Yeah.
like, okay.
I love it, and I love that like as a newer player to you, like I love that your gears are turning and you're getting excited about playing. So that's what I love. So please keep coming to me with your stuff.
See, I
Yeah.
like that you feel like that because I don't. I feel like Charlie Day in the Pepe Sylvia scene. Everything's all connected. I haven't slept in 3 days, and I'm like,
Yeah.
there is
I don't watch
no
Sunday.
Cheryl in accounting. That scene is great out of context. I don't really watch It's Always Sunny either, but I have
about that a lot.
big love for that scene and the jazz chord version of that scene. But and the jazz drum. It's fine. Getting on a tangent.
Yes, you are. But thank you guys so much for listening to us chat about our after game. We had a good time. And thank you, Nick. Of course, anyone who's stopping in on our Patreon and didn't watch the main game, you can do that on YouTube. But I do want Nick to talk about who you are so that they can go and find you outside of our Patreon.
And I do this so much when I'm talking to you, Jen. Okay, my name is Nick. You can find me at EmoAasimar on Twitch. Not Twitch. Wow. On Twitter, on Instagram, and SWGamingSociety on Twitch on Wednesday nights, where I run a campaign for the Crit Chicks, 5 lovely ladies who drive me insane every week. But yeah, that's it.
Heck yeah. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.